Today we're going to continue setting up our Ansible Lab. We're going to talk about Ansible Collections, and we're going to use Ansible-galaxy to install 2 collections. We're also going to modify one of our older playbooks where we push the root SSH key to use that collection. Let's get started. So before we start topping in collections and messing around with playbooks, I want to first discuss what is an Ansible collection for those who don't know. So Ansible collection is just a package format for organizing and distributing Ansible content, such as modules. Now, module is like the copy module or the template module, plugins, roles, documentation, and even sometimes playbooks. Collections are a standard way to share Ansible content. Instead of installing roles or modules individually, which in the past you had to copy over the module or the roles in the specific directories, you install a single collection that contains everything you need all in one namespace and directory structure. It's kind of like bundling a bunch of tools into one little format. It makes things a whole lot easier and organized. So why did Red Hat move to collections? Well, first let's talk about when collections started, around Ansible 2.1. And they did this to solve several major problems with the older model. One, it was to separate the core versus the community content. Previously, all modules and plugins were shipped with Ansible. This made updates difficult and releases bloated. Collections allowed Red Hat to separate officially supported content, like, for example, we'll talk about ansible.posix, P-O-S-I-X, from community maintained content like community.general, which you can find on Ansible Galaxy, both of those collections. The other reason is faster updates. Collections can be updated independently from the Ansible core engine. This means that any bug fixes or any new modules and features can be released without waiting a full Ansible version update. So it saves time. Better scalability and modularity. As Ansible grew bigger and bigger, the one big monolithic structure, it just couldn't scale. Collections promote modular design, allowing teams and vendors like AWS, Cisco, you name them, to publish and maintain their own integrations. It also improved the automation ecosystem. It enabled Ansible Automation Hub and Private Automation Hub, where content is curated to be able to be versioned and trusted for enterprise uses. All right, so let's start with our setting up our environment with collections. Now, just looking at the screen, let me switch over. Okay, now we're looking at our super putty here. As you can see, we're in our Ansible directory under root. And here are files that we've made so far in our Ansible Lab. In previous episodes, we've made these. Now, just simple for those who are trying to get caught up, here's our Ansible config file that's inside. And then here is our ansible-navigator config file as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a directory called collections. And then since we're here, we might as well make a directory called roles as well, because we will use that in future episodes. Okay, so we're going to create a file in our collections directory called requirements, requirements.yaml. And as you know, every YAML document starts with 3 dashes, and this is a collection YAML. We're going to type in collections. And then you'll do 2 spaces. So 1, 2, so under the L, dash. And we're going to install ansible.posix. And then the next one we're going to install is community.general. General. Now, how do I know these names? Well, I know these names because one, I've been doing this for a little bit. However, you could go to the Ansible Galaxy. Let me switch over to default desktop here. You could go to the galaxy.ansible website, and from here you could go to collections, and we could type in POSIX, and you'll see provided by Ansible. We could click on it, and this kind of gives us the documentation. It lets us know what modules are in here. It also lets you know how to install it as well if you're installing it manually. So click on the documentation, kind of goes through it. We can also click on contents, and as you can see, it's been organized here by modules, action, callback, module utilities. So we're going to click on modules. And the one that we'll be dealing with today is the authorized key module. So this is why we need the ansible.posix, however you want to say it, collection. Okay, so going back to our Super Putty. All right, so we have collections, and we have two collections that we're going to install. So we're going to save this file. All right, once that's saved, we're going to run the Ansible Galaxy command. Now, again, we are in the root Ansible directory, and if we look at the level here in tree, we can see that we have a directory called collections, which we created the requirements file in, and a role. So we're going to do Ansible Galaxy collections install -R, because we're going to tell it where the requirements file is located, which is in the collections directory and requirements.yaml. Then press enter. All right. As usual, I mistyped something. Just remove the S from collection. It's Ansible collection install. And now, as you can see, starting collection install, starting dependency map, and now it's starting to install everything we need. And it will install this, or these, collections in the collections directory. So if we go to collections, we can see now there's our collections. And if we go further, if you're curious, you can see there's community.general and ansible.posix or POSIX. Okay, so let's go back to our root of our project, which is Ansible. And now we're going to rename the push public key to push root public key. Then we're going to edit it, and we're going to change the built-in to POSIX. And again, if you wanted to see the documentation for this, in Ansible Galaxy here, we're under contents. We could click on authorized key. And as you can see, the documentation is just like what you would see if you were to Google any other module. And then my favorite is to always reference examples. And you can see here that it will give us several examples of how to set up an authorized key, which is a public SSH key for a user account. So as you can see, we have state present. Let's take a look. State present. This is for root. That's correct. And then that is where our root key is. And we want to push this to all servers. Okay, great. And let's switch over back to Putty. All right, we'll save this. All right, now the next thing is I showed you the documentation from the website. However, you can also look at the documentation using Ansible Navigator or Ansible Doc, Ansible-Doc command. So let me show you the Ansible Navigator, the way that's recommended now. Now remember, this is Ansible Navigator. The way we've set it up is using an execution environment. It's actually not being ran on our quote OS node. It's running inside the container. And the reason we made the collections directory and we set up our ansible.cfg, we look at it, we've set up a variable here called collections path collections. So this is pointing to that directory. The reason we did that is because when we run Ansible Navigator, it will read the ansible.cfg. It will then copy over all the collections into that container, as well as any roles, since we also defined our roles path. And then it will, in that container, run and then use that as the source for all documentation or any modules or anything that we're going to use it for. So let me show you how to do the documentation here. So let's do Ansible Navigator doc. Now, if you just want to see all documentation for modules, we can do Ansible-navigator doc -L. When you do this, it's going to be kind of interactive here. Okay, so as you can see, here's our documentation, and we can scroll down, or we could just say, hey, let's search for copy module. Well, it's up here at the top. Systemd. There's Systemd. As you can see, there's community.general in here as well. And we're going to scroll down here, and you can see there's a lot of modules here. It kind of gives you an idea of what it is, a general description. So let's, what about authorized key? Let me get out of here. One sec. Key. There it is. Ansible.posix.authorized key. And we're going to put that on our clipboard here. As you can see, it adds or removes an SSH authorized key. Now, this will show you all of the modules that are available to you in your environment. So press Q here to get out onto the desktop. Now, what if I want to read the documentation for that specific module? So Ansible Navigator doc. Then you type in ansible.posix or posix.authorized_key. When you do that, it should bring up the documentation. There we go, for the authorized key module. Now, what I usually do is always scroll down to the examples first. It's a lot to read. I do use the other details when I want to add more options to my module. But as you can see here, this first one here is set an authorized keys taken from a URL. So it actually goes to this GitHub called charlie.keys, creates a user, or doesn't create the user. As for that user, it copies over that SSH key and it makes sure it's present. You can put absent here for remove, present to ensure it's there. Now, if you want to see what each one of these mean, like for example, state, we go up here at the top, state whether the given key should or should not be in the file. And it gives you the choices, absent, present. Of course, the default is present. Default meaning if I didn't put the state option in there, it'll automatically be present. And it lets you know that it's a string type as well. Okay, so, and there's many examples here. I would suggest looking through these. You might find something you like. Keep in mind that not every example in here gives you every option you can use. Just remember that. So let's exit out. Let's clear our screen. And now let's use Ansible Navigator to run. Now, we've already done this in a previous episode, not using Ansible Navigator. However, Ansible Navigator, run, push, enter. Give it a little while. As you can see, gave us the status message OK because it's already present. It's been added, and now we're good to go. So this was a brief introduction to collections, because collections can be, well, can be everything. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, please put those in the comments. I'll be glad to answer them. Also, if you have any future requests for videos, please let me know. Take care, everybody.